Hey guys, it's your girl Meg. So I am finally going to be talking about a list of things going on with my skin, my hormones, and now starting to eat a more paleo-based diet. So I guess we'll just dive on in and yeah, that was really lame. Really dive on in on my kind of skincare journey, or my skin journey anyway. So I started getting acne in the 4th grade, and it was just like little pimples on the top of my head, nothing crazy, just hormonal acne that comes with being a young kid going through puberty, can't even see that word. But yeah, so did that, had acne, not like very severe, really until grade 10, and that's when I started getting the hormonal acne everywhere, and mostly on my chin. So I went on a pill called Diane, which you probably have heard of. It was recommended by my doctor to help clear up my acne, and so I went on it, and it did clear it up, don't get me wrong. Eventually, it took like 3 months, and it was actually in those 3 months that it was the worst it has ever been, and I did everything to try to cover it up. At the same time, I was giving benzoyl peroxide cream to put on top of it, and it made it so dry, and it was literally the worst thing to cover up. Like, it was not fun at all. But like, I spent so much time on my makeup every single day, so people did not know that I had acne because I was so insecure about it. And yeah, so my skin started to clear up, everything was starting to be peachy, and then I, in grade 12, started getting abdominal pains, and I wasn't sure what was happening, and in one instance I actually had to go to the hospital because the pain was so bad it felt like I was getting stabbed in the stomach. From that point, the doctors didn't find anything, so yeah, they just told me to go home and pretty much hope for the best, which is not the best thing you want to hear when you're like, I don't know, going through something like that, and you know you're not crazy, and you kind of feel like you're crazy because there's nothing to support otherwise. But anyways, so I was on Diane for quite a long time, probably into the middle of my university degree, and then it's like 2 years, 2 to 3 years I was on Diane, and then I was asked to switch on to tricycling, just so I wasn't on Diane, because if you're on Diane for a long period of time, it can cause, you're at risk for all the side effects even more so. So switched out to tricycling, and that's when things really started to get crazy. Yeah, so my acne all came back in tenfold. It was really, really bad, to the point I only gave tricycling a year. I don't even know why I gave it a year, but I gave it a year shot and it didn't work. So I convinced myself that I wanted Accutane, which everybody knows is very scary, and you have to go in every 2 weeks, get your blood taken, because the side effects are crazy, but it's proven it's the most well-known form of curing acne. So I went into the doctor to go see if I could get Accutane, and they said, no, you're going to put you back on Diane. So that's what we did, and my acne did not go away, and actually got worse. So I was only on Diane for, I don't know, I gave it 6 months, because I had known that Diane did screw up my skin for at least 3 months, and I thought I would get over that period, but it really never did. So about a year ago, I went on, got a IUD, copper IUD, so no hormones at all. I thought maybe it's the hormones in the pill that's causing everything to become out of whack. And that's when I really started to notice the effects that everything had taken on my body. My body literally did not know how to deal with its own hormones without some kind of control like the pill. So it just freaked out to say the least. My skin freaked out. I used to have acne in high school pretty bad, but it completely cleared up once I went on Diane, and until this past year it has come back like 7-fold. It's actually makes me pretty insecure when I'm in the gym trying to wear my cute tank tops and stuff, and I have this not so cute scarring and acne on my back. But I mean, what can you do? It's life, and I want to wear a tank top because I want to show off my shoulders. You get me, girls? Okay. So yeah, so I went onto the IUD and things started to go to crap, to say the least, and I started to seek out help from a more natural alternative than Western medicine, because obviously it wasn't working out for me. So I went to a naturopath, Dr. Ryan Nakama, here in Lethbridge at East Meets West, and we actually did a whole hormone testing profile called the Swiss test. So we looked at my testosterone, progesterone, estrogen levels, and as well as my cortisol. That's like, to name a few. Like, this is a pretty in-depth test that we did, and it showed us a lot of things that were going on with me. So from the test, we found that I have really high testosterone, not outside of the limits, but at the very high end of the limit that a woman should have. And then my estrogen was actually bang on where it should be, which is completely surprising to me, but whatever, it's a mystery. And then my progesterone is crazy low, almost at a premenopausal rate. So obviously pretty scary. Do not want to hear that, but that's just how it is. So my cortisol levels also are way higher than a normal person. They actually go up like 10-fold during the day, which is crazy surprising. I mean, I don't live a crazy stressful life by any means, but I am busy. But yeah, so in the attempts to reduce my cortisol levels, I've been practicing things like meditation and just getting back to things that I enjoy. Yeah, so whether that be drawing, coloring, reading. I used to read all the time before bed, and I want to get back to that, like before I had a cell phone. In high school, I used to be like a dedicated reader every freaking day. I would read like 2 hours a day. I want to get back to that. Oh, cell phones are the worst sometimes. But anyways, completely off topic. So, yeah. Get back to my roots and like really do things I enjoy, like yoga and horseback riding and all those things, and really incorporate that stuff. But I also was seeking more. So I've heard of people going on elimination diets and how much they could learn from just being off of certain foods, what their body responds to best and the worst. So I think it was like 2 weeks, I eliminated rice, dairy, all grains, beans, and corn. Yeah, so I went off of that completely for 2 weeks, pretty much just eating lots of healthy fats, like avocado and coconut oil, and nuts and seeds, and lots of protein, and lots of fruits and vegetables. So pretty much a paleo based style of eating, which I really enjoyed. My body really responded well to it. Actually, within those 2 weeks, I'll show a picture, maybe over here. How much my skin improved. Holy, it was kind of crazy. like a month before I had done this diet or thought about doing this diet, my skin, literally every pore felt inflamed. And like my cystic acne was like out of control. It was like down my neck, along my jawline, here really bad. I always get quite a bit here. You can kind of see the scarring. And then I had some all over my forehead, which wasn't characteristic. Like I never get it on my forehead anymore. So, so obviously something was up. So I went off all that stuff, like I said, and my skin cleared up amazingly. I still get a few breakouts, don't get me wrong, but that's mostly because my hormones are out of whack. Yeah, and I thought by doing this, I might as well find out if there are foods that are causing my body to be stressed out in other ways other than my environmental stress. Maybe it's something I'm actually ingesting every day that's stressing my body out. So that was the whole point of the elimination diet. So what I found from that diet is that I knew before, I should say this, I knew before that I was dairy or lactose intolerant and beef intolerant. I actually grew up on a beef farm, and now I can have beef. My body just rejects it, so that's it's kind of ironic, but whatever. What do you do? But from this elimination diet experiment, I found out that I actually am intolerant to gluten. I'm intolerant to all dairy, not just lactose intolerant. There's a difference. And I can't have rice, I can't have corn, and I can't have beans, which is all things I enjoy, so that's fine. But the gluten thing, that was the biggest thing I learned. My effects aren't so much, I get a little bit bloated from it, but it was mostly, I could tell after I had started to put bread back in, or pasta, or any kind of whole grain back in, that my skin started to break out and get that red inflamed look again. So that's when I knew that it was gluten. And it's kind of funny, I didn't know this until I was talking to my auntie, but I do have celiac in my family. Like I have 5 people in my family that have celiac disease. So that's a new thing that we are testing out. So I actually went to the doctor, and yeah, we're gonna start testing that. I just got a blood celiac test screen done. That was last Tuesday, so we'll see from those results before we go into further testing. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So pretty much I am eating a paleo based diet now, because that is literally what my body needs to look and feel healthy. So that is perfectly fine. I haven't completely cut out oats and haven't completely cut out rice, just because if my body's craving those things, they're both healthy things, so why wouldn't I eat them? So that's why I'm going to go more with a paleo based approach instead of just cutting my limbs off and saying I'm only paleo, you know. Until those things show any signs of bothering me, I'm not going to cut them out completely. So mostly going to be paleo based, yeah, and just no gluten. So if you guys want to stick around for that journey, because I'm still learning. Luckily Alex's mom, that's my fiance, she has celiac, so she has been helping me out a lot with what I can and cannot eat, and gluten free alternatives to things. So that's been really nice. But I'm excited to embark on this new paleo journey and eat more paleo based and eat for my health, because that is so much more important than how you look. I wish I could stress that enough, but that is for another video. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this little rant. Hopefully you got something from it. That is the whole point. I'm only sharing my story so I can help other people out that may be going through the whole same thing and are having struggles with their hormones and acne, and just know that you're not alone, and that there are people like me that can help support you through this, because girl, I know, or boy, I know the feels. It's a struggle. It like takes a toll on your confidence, and you kind of feel like you're crazy because you're doing everything possible to make it go away, but that's just not how everything works all the time, unfortunately. But all we can do is keep experimenting and just pray that it's gonna all be okay. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys again in another video. Thanks for tuning in. I love it all. Thank you all so much. Give this video a like if you so feel inclined. I would be really grateful if you did. And I love you guys. Bye.